The wind howled through the Chicago streets like a warning I should have heeded, rattling the windows of my small apartment in Wrigleyville. It was late October, the kind of night where the cold seeps into your bones and refuses to let go. I was hunched over my kitchen table, the dim glow of a single lamp casting long shadows across stacks of invoices for heart monitoring equipment I'd just shipped out. My phone buzzed sharply, slicing through the quiet like a knife. Almost 10:30 p.m. No one calls at this hour unless it's bad. The screen flashed the hospital's number, Mercy General. Downtown. My heart skipped. I answered, my voice steady but tight. This is Alex. Mr. Thompson? It's Dr. Sanders from the ICU. Your grandfather's condition has taken a turn. His heart's in severe distress. We may need to operate sooner than planned, possibly within the week. Her words blurred into a haze of urgency, but I caught the edge in her tone. Grandpa Edward, 85 years old, tough as nails from his days in the steel mills, had been fighting this for years. I'd promised him after his first scare that I'd always be prepared. I hung up, my chest tight, and flipped open my laptop. Logged into the savings account I'd built brick by brick over nearly 2 decades. $850. Untouched. A fortress of security. Seeing that number always grounded me. Like an anchor in a storm. Tonight, it was my lifeline. Sleep evaded me that night. The hospital said he was stable for now. But surgery wasn't cheap, and top surgeons even less so. By morning, I was back at my desk. Coffee steaming but untouched. Logging in again to double-check transfer details. The page loaded, and my world tilted. Balance. $0. I refreshed. Once. Twice. 3 times. Nothing. Panic clawed up my throat. I dialed the bank, my voice shaking. The rep sounded rehearsed. Too calm. The funds were withdrawn yesterday afternoon. Sir. Authorized by your co-signers. Co-signers? Yes. John and Linda Miller? My parents. The room spun. That account was mine. Forged from endless warehouse shifts. Side gigs. And skipped vacations starting when I was 20. They'd co-signed back then because I was just a kid needing their names to open it. I never dreamed they'd touch it. Now, at 35, it hit like a betrayal deeper than blood. I punched in their number. Mom answered, casual as if we were chatting about dinner plans. Oh, that money? We needed it for something more important. More important? My voice cracked with disbelief. Grandpa's in the ICU. Mom, that was for his surgery. In the background, my sister Emily's voice cut in. Smug and sharp. We need it more than he does. He's lived long enough. I gripped the phone until my knuckles ached. You can't just, Mom interrupted. Don't be dramatic. Alex, we're family. We share. I slammed the phone down before rage took over. My eyes landed on the antique brass pocket watch on my desk, Grandpa's. Its steady tick filled the silence. A reminder of the man who'd taught me resilience. Swinging on the porch in our old neighborhood, I traced its worn surface, drawing strength from the memory. By early afternoon, I was in my truck, heading to my parents' house in the suburbs, Oak Park. With its cracked sidewalks and overgrown hedges, the drive felt like crossing enemy lines. I burst in without knocking. Dad was in his recliner, TV blaring a game show. He didn't look up. You know, he said flatly, he should just die and stop wasting resources. The words hung cold, like discussing a broken fridge. No remorse, just practicality. My jaw tightened, heart pounding, words balanced on my tongue. But before they spilled, heavy footsteps thundered on the porch. Bang! The front door flew open. A uniformed man stepped in, envelope in hand. His eyes scanned the room, calculated, precise, landing on Dad. John Miller? His voice carried authority, like a judge's gavel. Dad shifted, remote hovering. Who's asking? Tom Harris. Process server. He flashed credentials, then extended the envelope. This is for you. Dad hesitated, glancing at Mom like she could vanish it. She crossed her arms. A silent warning. Emily stood, grinning like it was Christmas. You can leave it with me, she said. Goes to John, Tom replied, firm. Dad rose, chair creaking, and took it. He tore it open reluctantly. Emily urging, Just see what it is. A faint coffee scent wafted out, Grandpa's blend. The kind he'd bring in tins. Swearing it beat anything store-bought. It softened the knot in my chest. A ghost of better days. Emily leaned in. Is this supposed to scare us? Dad scanned, face paling. It's a notice. Financial investigation on withdrawals from a protected account. Preliminary. Not a lawsuit yet. Tom stepped closer. Establishes record. References bank protocols. If it escalates, more service follows. Mom scoffed. Ridiculous. We're family, we take care of each other. By draining his medical fund? I kept my voice level. Emily's eyes gleamed. You're overreacting. It's family money. You're not the only one who cares about Grandpa. If you cared, I said, you wouldn't have touched it. She shrugged. He's old. He'd want us practical. Tom didn't react. He placed a card on the table and turned. Pausing by me, he whispered, talk to the bank again. Something off about the processing. A nod. Then he was gone. Door clicking shut. Silence hung, broken by TV applause. Emily laughed meanly. A piece of paper, for attention. I reached for it. Dad yanked back. You did this. Couldn't leave it alone. What's alone about stealing from his care? I focused on him. Mom stepped in. Palms up. You love him. We do too. We have responsibilities. Then why not ask? Why sneak? Emily scoffed. You always say no unless it benefits you. Think you're the only sacrificer? Heat rose. I'd said yes too often. But facts weren't the point. Pressure was. I inhaled the fading coffee. I've sacrificed more than you'll admit. That account was for one purpose, one person. Dad jabbed toward the door. No circus. We'll handle it. You just got served an investigation notice. That's due process at your door. Mom paled. Dragging parents through mud? You poured it. I'm refusing to drown. Emily sneered. What'll you do? Bank won't side with you. We've been customers longer. Not true. But irrelevant. I stood taller. Whatever it takes for him. Dad flattened the envelope. No embarrassing the family. We'll talk to them. Do that. I said. Because I will too. Mom tried peacemaking. Rest. You get emotional. Make messes. Let us fix. I thought of Grandpa's hand on my shoulder. First deposit day. Set it aside, for hard days. He trusted me because I followed through. I'll call with updates. I said, turning. Don't bring outsiders. Dad snapped. A server's already in your living room. Outsiders are here. Emily crossed arms. Make your calls. Nothing sticks. Truth does. I replied. Outside. Wood smoke lingered from a neighbor's fire. I slipped the envelope into my bag, a record. Solid in chaos. Voices rose behind me. I didn't decode. Needed direction, not noise. At the curb, engine idling. Tom's words echoed, off the standard path. Bypassed approvals? Friendly teller? If clean, no hiding. If not, paper trail would reveal. I adjusted the mirror. Eyes tired but steady. Anger cooled to resolve. If a seam existed, I'd pull until it unraveled. I drove to the bank. Envelope clutched. Polished wood and stale coffee greeted me. Rachel Green, branch manager, looked up. Her smile faltered at the statement. What exactly? Full breakdown, $850 withdrawal. She eyed it. Significant. Needs in person from holder. I didn't authorize. She hesitated. Stood. Not supposed to pull footage without request. But if unauthorized. She led me back. Monitor hummed. Video sharpened. Emily and Dad. Signing. Emily's hand swept my signature. Loops wrong. Slant off. Forced. Copy? She asked. Yes. She printed. Adding statement. I signed the log. Pen catching. An ink stain. Like Grandpa's quirk on checks. Authentic versus forgery ignited fire. Not just theft, erasure. Rachel whispered. If legal, compliance testifies. Keep in mind. Ground tilted my way. Bank not enemy, yet. As I left, teller Jake passed. Slipping folded paper. Outside. Sun hit. Check safe deposit. Money one thing. If moved to untraceable, like gold, uglier. I headed to main branch. Stone columns. Basement vault. 2 hours later. Before thick steel door, palms damp. As a kid, with Grandpa, it felt like treasure cave. Now, interrogation. Sophia looked up, glasses perched. Afternoon. Name? Gave it. ID slid. She typed. Flipped log. Frowned. Last here year ago, but visit 3 days back. Emily. I muttered. She nodded. Led to chilled hall. Metal. Old carpet scent. Vault groaned open. Box slid out. Lid lifted. Thick envelope. Grandpa's script. For my grandson. When time right. Throat tight. Didn't open. Yet. Under. Receipts. Gold bullion. Same withdrawal day. Stomach sank. Gold gone. Small velvet case. Grandpa's gold cufflinks. Worn at family events. Opened. One cufflink. Empty spot. Crumpled paper. Unfolded. Name. Address. Out of town storage. Unfamiliar. Stared. If Emily moved gold. Recoverable. Betrayal? Not her style. Sophia cleared throat. Technically. Need joint consent for removal. Slipped paper in pocket. Noted. She didn't stop. Eyes lingering. Closed box. Followed out. Lobby warm. Sun on marble. Outside. Breathed. Phone buzzed. Message. Digging too deep. Stop or he dies. Froze mid-step. Knew. He. Grandpa. I see you vulnerable. Should call police. But gut said close to home. Tip hand early. They'd hide deeper. Needed proof. By late morning. Road bound. Following scrap address. City faded to scrubland. Sleepy town. Boarded stores. Facility. Metal units. Dented doors. Bell jingled office entry. Oil. Old paper smell. Tom behind counter. Flannel. Glasses dangling. Afternoon. Payer empty. Access unit. Slid address. Not without renter or order. Got? Not exactly. Placed lone cufflink down. He examined. Haven't seen these in ages. Related to Edward? Grandson. Shoulders eased. Keys out. Motioned follow. Unit back. Door rolled up. Stale dust hit. Wooden chests stacked. Labels from cities. Table piled ledgers. Slanted script. Transactions through unknown companies. Twisting sums. Hand brushed underside. Loose panel. Pried free. Black case inside. Unzipped. Video camera. Dead battery. SD cards. Dated. 1. Withdrawal day. Didn't wait. Truck. Laptop on console. Card in. Grainy footage. Emily across from Dad. Smiling wide. Dark-suited man beside. Papers exchanged. Heavy case pushed. Emily's voice. He'll never know till too late. Replayed. Bile rising. Second pass. Badge on suit. Nurses. From Mercy General. Grandpa's hospital. Badge burned like flare. By sunset. Back at hospital. Hyper-aware. ICU quiet. Machines humming. Footsteps muted. Chair outside Grandpa's room. Phone pretend scroll. Eyes tracking all. Nurse Marjorie paused. You look vigilant. Hesitated. Reason to think hospital contact with family. Wrong ways. Brows knit. Big claim. Not public yet. Notice odd. Appreciate tip. Nodded. Eyes open. Squeezed arm. Moved on. Heels clicked. Emily appeared. Lily's bouquet. Armored smile. Well. Didn't say you'd be here. Stood neutral. Didn't need to. Eyed flowers. From same place you store things? Lips parted. Smile faltered. No idea implying. You do. Seen it. Stepped close. Perfume cloying. Can't protect forever. Whispered sharp. Turned. Set flowers. Brushed past. Jaw ached. Crossed to Marjorie. No nurse? Tall. Mid-40s. Dark hair. Nights. Sharply. Why? Saw place shouldn't. Hesitated. Leaned. Night rotation. Quiet. Check staff parking logs. Security records. Past 11. Slipped to far lot. Shadowed corner. Camera ready. Minutes stretched. 11:45. Movement. Man from video. Medical cooler. No glance. Straight white van unmarked. Snapped 3. Face. Cooler. Plates. Hand on ignition. Follow. Shadow loomed. Broad man. Dark jacket. Badge glowing. Read. Didn't move. We need talk. Low. Hand on belt. Stare pressing. Didn't flinch. Fingers on camera. Trespassing restricted. Thought lots public post visiting. Unless don't want me seeing van. Flicker. Watch yourself. Mouth corner lift. Camera remembers better. Police interesting. Crack. Exhaled. Scanned. Jerked head far side. Away cameras. Out. Walk. Hesitated. Weighed. Stepped. Gravel crunched to shed shadow. Night heavy exhaust. Damp asphalt. Not enemy. Low. Convincing self. Things in ICU. Bad for all. Walk away. Tell back off while admitting wrong? Not listening way. Mouth opened, headlights swept. Unmarked sedan rolled slow. Door open. Tall man suit. Badge. Reed? Authority carried. Harper. Reed muttered. Detective's eyes on me. Poking one. Depends asking. Even. Chasing unexplained declines 6 months. Van friend tied organ ring. Chest tight. Not ghosts. No need evidence. From Reed's look. You have help. Pulled camera. Powered. Photos for info keep grandpa alive. Nod. Deal. Handed. Scrolled. Stopped. Frown. Where? There. 3. Face. Cooler. Plate. 15 minutes ago. Turn screen. Empty gallery. Stomach drop. Swear. Stopped. Read watching unreadable. Guess catch again. Harper calm. Inact. Measured. Planning. Siren distant faded. Harper closer. Voice low. Tomorrow night. ICU 2:17 a.m. exactly. Didn't ask why. 24 hours to prepare. Next night. Hospital different. Quiet. Shadows long. Glow unnatural. Came early. Learned doors. Creaks. ICU air stale. Listening. Harper in observation room. Desk lamp half shadow. Close it. Latched. Slid pen. Ordinary, but records audio video. Clip see ahead. No play. Tap. Run. Clipped jacket. Lens peak. Heartbeat loud. Sat 15 minutes. Little said. Every creak tense. 2:16. Nod. Showtime. Slipped corridor. Gurney whispered. Nurse Kelly pushed steady. Face calm prickle. Patient young. Still. IV swayed. Beside. Van man. Casual grip cooler. Eyes flicking. Kept distance. Pen drank scene. Reached door. Authorized. Key swipe. Click. Cooler in. Gurney follow. Glimpse. Steel counters. Trays. Fridge hum. Stomach turn. Harper forward. Beep froze. Lights dimmed. Red pulse. Override. Muttered. Badge out. Locked section. Edged door. Camera aimed. Kelly's head turned. Eyes lock. No confusion. New. Hey. Shout ricocheted. Man's head snapped. Abandoned cooler. Alarms erupted. But bolted opposite. Toward ICU rooms. Grandpa. Beat register. Moving. Shoes hammer. Chest burn. Harper shout lost in ears pound. Rounded corner. Shadow across Grandpa's door. Chest burned. Breath short. If first. Over. Door swung. Hinges groan. Shoved in. Heart hammer. Man leaned bed. Syringe hand. Ice cold. IV target. Before shout. Harper on him. Bodies hit tile sharp. Syringe clatter spin near shoes. Harper pinned. Growl call security. Guards rush. Another pair opposite with Kelly grip. No fight. Eyes low, resigned. Turned grandpa. Eyelids flutter. Hand found mine. Weak squeeze. Throat tight. Safe. Whisper. Night blurred. Badges. Radios. Shuffle sterile. Dawn. Conference room. Long table. Harper side. Across. Administrator. Detectives. Parents. Sister. Kelly. Man custody down hall. Harper set pen. Pressed. Footage play. Everything. Kelly gurney. Man cooler. Swipe. Glimpse cold room. Sounds. Glances. No speak. Parents unreadable first. Harper shifted second clip. Withdrawals to man's offshore. Mom darted dad. Emily jaw clench. Administrator cleared. Know this. To me. Before ill. Grandfather move $850 trust your name. Explicit. His care. No other access. Almost comical. Emily's head snap. Mouth open silent. Dad hands flex. Mom stare ahead. Slid documents. Access revoked immediate. Signed authorizations steady. Ensure care no delay. Slid back. No look parents. Feet. Leaving wordless. Emily trailed. Pale tight. Harper stayed. More than save him. Bring down more. Room emptied slow. Chaos settle quiet strange. Gathered. Pen light now. Back Grandpa's room. Sunlight blinds soft lines blanket. Chair. Sat. Shoulders relax. First time weeks. Not what taken, fought keep. The clock on the hospital wall ticked relentlessly. Each second amplifying the tension that coiled in my gut like a spring ready to snap. It was 2:17 a.m. at Mercy General. The sterile corridors bathed in that eerie, fluorescent glow that made every shadow feel alive and menacing. I, Alex Thompson, 35 years old, warehouse manager by day, reluctant detective by night, stood frozen in the observation room with Detective Harper. My heart pounding like a drum in a silent symphony. The pen camera clipped to my jacket felt heavier than it should. Its tiny lens my only weapon in this nightmare I'd stumbled into. Grandpa Edward, 85 and fading fast in his ICU bed, was the reason I was here. That $850 I'd saved for his heart surgery, stolen by my own family, had unraveled into something far darker, a web of theft, forgery, and now, whispers of an organ trafficking ring slithering through these very halls. Harper's nod was sharp, his voice a low rumble. Showtime. Alex, stay close, but don't get in the way. We slipped into the corridor just as the gurney appeared around the corner, its wheels whispering secrets against the tiled floor. Nurse Kelly, mid-40s, with sharp eyes that hid more than they revealed, pushed it steadily. Her scrubs pristine under the dim lights. The patient on it wasn't Grandpa, this one was younger. Maybe in his 30s, unnaturally still. An IV bag swaying like a pendulum counting down to doom. Beside her walked the man from the video, the one I'd seen on that grainy SD card. Exchanging cases with my sister Emily and Dad in that dusty storage unit. Tall, dark-haired, his grip on the medical cooler casual but calculated. His eyes darting to every corner as if expecting ghosts. I kept my distance, heart racing, the pen camera capturing every frame, the sway of the cooler. The soft beep of the key card swipe at the authorized personnel only door. A glimpse inside, stainless steel counters gleaming coldly. Trays labeled with clinical precision. A refrigeration unit humming like a predator's breath. My stomach twisted. This wasn't just about money anymore. This was life and death. Harvested in the shadows. Harper moved forward, badge ready, but a piercing electronic beep shattered the quiet. The overhead lights flickered, then pulsed red, a security override locking down the section. Damn it, Harper muttered, his face hardening. They know we're here. Kelly's head whipped around, her eyes locking on mine with chilling recognition. No surprise, no confusion, just cold calculation. Hey, her shout echoed down the hall like a gunshot, ricocheting off the walls. The man's gaze snapped to us, his features twisting in panic. He abandoned the cooler with a thud. Alarms blaring now like a symphony of chaos. But instead of bolting for the exit, he turned the other way, straight toward the main ICU wing. Toward Grandpa's room. Time slowed. My mind screamed. No. Not him. I broke into a sprint. Shoes slamming against the tile. Chest burning with every breath. Harper's voice boomed behind me. Alex. Wait. But it faded into the roar of blood in my ears. The corridor stretched endlessly, shadows dancing mockingly. I rounded the corner, lungs on fire, just in time to see the man's silhouette loom over Grandpa's door. If he got there first. Everything I'd fought for, the endless nights piecing together clues. The betrayal from Mom, Dad, and Emily, it would all crumble. The door swung open with a metallic groan that echoed my despair. I shoved through, gasping, and there he was, leaning over Grandpa's bed, syringe glinting in his hand like a venomous fang. Grandpa lay pale and frail, machines beeping erratically, his chest rising in shallow breaths. The man's eyes were voids of desperation, fixed on the IV port. This ends now, he snarled, plunger poised. No. The word tore from my throat as I lunged. But Harper was faster, a blur of motion crashing into the man like a freight train. Bodies hit the floor with a sickening thud. The syringe skittering across the tile, spinning to a stop inches from my feet. I kicked it away, adrenaline surging, as Harper pinned him down. Knees on his back. "You're done," Harper growled, cuffing his wrists with a satisfying click. "Security, now." Guards flooded in from both sides, their boots thundering. Two grabbed the man, hauling him up roughly, his face a mask of defeat. From the opposite door, another pair dragged Kelly in, her arms twisted behind her. She didn't struggle, didn't protest, just hung her head, eyes downcast like a puppet with cut strings. "It wasn't supposed to go like this," she muttered, voice barely audible over the alarms. I turned to Grandpa, my hands trembling as I gripped his frail one. His eyelids fluttered weakly, a ghost of recognition in his clouded eyes. "Alex," he whispered, so faint it broke something inside me. "Safe, now." I squeezed back, tears blurring my vision. "Yeah, Grandpa, you're safe. I promise." The night dissolved into a whirlwind of flashing badges, crackling radios, and the shuffle of feet on sterile floors. By dawn's first light filtering through the blinds, we were in the hospital's stark conference room, a long oak table under harsh fluorescence. I sat rigid, Harper at my side like a steadfast ally. Across from us, the administrator, Mr. Ellis, a silver-haired man in his 60s with a weary but resolute gaze. Two detectives scribbling notes, and my family, Mom, Linda, Dad, John, and Emily, faces pale, eyes avoiding mine. Kelly and the man were down the hall in custody, their fates sealed. Harper placed the pen on the table with deliberate calm, pressing play. The footage unfolded in crisp detail, Kelly pushing the gurney, the man's cooler glinting, the forbidden door opening to reveal that chilling room. Every glance, every whisper captured. The room fell silent, the only sound the hum of the projector and the occasional shift in chairs. My parents' expressions cracked first, Mom's eyes darting to Dad. A silent accusation, Dad's hands clenching into fists on the table. Emily's jaw tightened, her smug armor finally shattering. Harper switched to the second clip. Bank records linking the $850 withdrawal to offshore accounts tied to the man. Receipts for gold bullion funneled through shadowy companies. "This isn't just theft," Harper said, voice cutting like steel. "It's conspiracy, organ trafficking, right under this roof." Mr. Ellis cleared his throat, breaking the heavy silence. "Alex, there's something you need to know." He leaned forward, pushing a folder across the table. "Before his latest episode, your grandfather came to me personally. He transferred $850 into a secure trust, under your name only. His instructions were crystal clear, for his medical care exclusively. No one else gets access. We've revoked all family privileges effective immediately." The words hung in the air like a verdict. Emily's head snapped toward me, mouth agape, but no sound emerged. A rare silence from the sister who'd sneered at Grandpa's life as wasted resources. Dad's face flushed red, his fingers digging into the wood. Mom stared at the folder as if willing it to disappear, her peacemaking facade crumbling. This can't be," she whispered, but there was no fight left. I signed the treatment authorizations with a steady hand, the pen gliding smoothly, no catches this time. No ink stains like Grandpa's old habit. As I slid the papers back, I finally met their eyes. "You tried to erase me from his life, from our family, but he saw through it." They rose without a word, Dad first, stiff and defeated, Mom trailing, eyes downcast, Emily last. Her bouquet of lilies from earlier now wilted in her mind's eye. The door clicked shut behind them, echoing finality. Harper lingered as the room emptied, his hand on my shoulder. "You didn't just save him, Alex. This evidence? It's the key to dismantling a network that's claimed too many lives. More arrests coming, doctors, middlemen, even some in the bank. You're a hero, kid." I nodded, exhaustion mingling with a spark of triumph. The chaos settled into an unfamiliar quiet, the hospital awakening to morning rounds. I gathered my things, the pen now light, its burden lifted, and walked back to Grandpa's room. Sunlight sliced through the blinds, painting warm stripes across his blanket. He looked peaceful, vitals steady on the monitors. I pulled up a chair, sat close, and let my head rest against the bedrail. For the first time in weeks, I wasn't thinking about the theft, the forgeries, or the threats. I wasn't replaying Emily's smirks or Dad's cold dismissals. Instead, memories flooded. Grandpa teaching me to fix engines in his Oak Park garage. His laughter booming over steel mill stories. The pocket watch he'd pressed into my hand years ago. "Keep ticking, Alex," he'd say, "like this old thing, steady through the storms." As his chest rose and fell in rhythm, a profound peace washed over me. I'd fought, not just for the money, but for him, for the man who'd anchored my world. And in that quiet room, with the city stirring outside, I knew, we'd won. The shadows of betrayal were lifting, replaced by hope's gentle light. Grandpa would get his surgery, his second chance, and me? I'd found my strength in the fight, ready for whatever came next.